This right here is the Hyundai i20 N line, and N line is to Hyundai what M Sport is to BMW and AMG line is to Mercedes. Well, this is far away from the Hyundai N, which produces 200 bhp. This is a sportier incarnation of the regular i20 we have on our Indian roads. I will be telling you, should you spend that extra money to get the i20 N line or reside with the regular i20. On the front of the N line, we get a checkered flag grille, which also gets the N line badging. And trust me, many people have stopped me and asked me whether the grille is broken or not, because the intakes for the radiator are quite massive compared to the regular i20. There has been a lipstick job done to the lower part of the bumper in color red, and the only major differentiator being in the bumper itself is the extender near the fog lamp. Other than that, the whole bumper design is similar to the regular i20. And we of course get the LED headlights and LED DRLs on the front. The global spec model gets full LED headlights, but in India we get projector setup, which is also nice because the nighttime visibility of the headlights is quite amazing. So what makes it different from the regular i20? Let's get to the side. Here we have the 16-inch alloy wheels. These are the international spec variant, but the international car gets 17 inches in size. This one gets 16, but the design is similar. On the fender, we get the N-line badging. If we look to the side, we also get some red inserts on the side sails. Another differentiator being the rear disc brakes that are not present on the regular i20. So, will they improve the braking performance of the N-line? Of course, we will drive the car to let you know that. But before that, let's get to the rear and get to know all the changes on the back. The magic lies on the back profile of the N-line. Of course, you will notice the twin exhaust ports. While the Hyundai Creta also gets the dual exhaust ports, this one sounds really amazing, and on the city speed itself, it sounds really good with small crackles and pops all the way, and it does things to you which I cannot tell. But the enthusiast in me would have preferred piano black finish rather than the dark chrome which we have on the rear of the car. So like on the exterior, there have been some certain changes made to the interior as well. First of all, we have an N steering wheel. This one is a 3-spoke unit. The regular i20 gets a 4-spoke unit. And this gets redesigned steering mounted controls, and an N logo sits right beneath the third spoke. That's quite a nice touch. And the best part for me is the presence of pedal shifters. These are really stubby and feel nice to hold. Apart from that, we get an all black cabin, which is also seen on the turbo variant of the i20. Another change being the N gear shift knob. This one is a DCT automatic, hence it gets a automatic shifter. If you go with the IMT variant, you get a manual shifter with N badging, of course, and that gets a very golf ball like design and shape that looks particularly nice in my opinion. The leather seats get N embossing and also the N pattern on the middle of the seat. That also looks quite sporty. Thankfully, Hyundai have taken out the air purifier, which would have taken the space of a one cup holder. Now we have got 2 cup holders. Other features include a wood glove box, wireless charger, automatic climate control with the red finishing on the control vents. And one more highlight about the N-line which I forgot to tell you earlier are the red inserts on the door cards and the red ambient lighting as well. One thing I would have appreciated if Hyundai has offered a fully digital instrument cluster that is on offer on the global i20. This one gets the same unit as we have seen in the i20 and Verna in the Indian market. I won't say that is not a great display to use, but I would have liked a fully TFT digital display because that would have offered more visual elements and everything else that would have attracted the buyers. Now comes to the touch screen. This is a 10.25-inch unit, and trust me, nothing beats this system. This is the best OEM spec system you could find in the mass market cars. It gets inbuilt navigation, and its voice assistant even works better than the Google's assistant. Give the destination name and it will guide you through with its awesome navigation system, and it also tells you in a unique way whether to go on a flyover or use a service lane. So this is the part where the N-line, or I'd say the i20 excels over its rivals. As you can see, I have tremendous amount of space inside the cabin. I stand 6 feet tall, and the front seat is adjusted to my riding position. And still I have got, I won't say amazing knee room, but as this backrest is quite tilted backwards because that's my preferred driving position, I still have good amount of space on my knees and my legs. And the foot space also is really amazing. Sitting 3 abreast won't be really comfortable, I'd say, but in a nutshell, this car is far more spacious than its rivals, especially the Polo, if you say so. And the only grouse in the rear seat cabin of the i20 is that even though we have a center armrest for the rear passengers, it lacks cup holders. So essentially, in the whole cabin, we only get 2 cup holders. And on the door cards, we have the bottle holders where you cannot put your coffee mugs. So that's quite a downer in the rear seat convenience. Apart from that, everything is perfect. I have enough headroom, and the rear headrests are adjustable in the top lines variant. Now talking about the driving part of the i20 N line, this feels particularly great when compared to the i20. It has a 30% more stiffened suspension, and that translates to better ride than the i20. On the bumps, it feels more compliant. It offers better straight line performance, and even in terms of braking, it is better than the i20. Credit goes to the addition of rear disc brakes. The braking force has been increased, but the problem lies with the feedback of the pedal, which could have been better. The steering has to be the highlight for me in the i20 N line. This is by far the best unit you would find in any Hyundai on sale in India today. It feels really sharp. It has a great feedback on offer, and it has a perfect weight between it. It's not per se very hard to use, nor it's very light like every other Hyundai. The feedback is amazing, and the sharpness of the steering is commendable. You turn in, the car turns in with perfect confidence on offer. The steering also gets pedal shifters, which you can use to improve your shift times on the DCT gearbox. However, Hyundai has gone a little bit conservative on the shift response. Below 2000 RPM, it is a point where you cannot upshift. And on the other side, you cannot downshift below 4000 RPM. So you get the manual override, but that is not more useful because you cannot downshift as per your need. I understand that Hyundai has done it to improve the life of the gearbox and the engine, because when you downshift above 4000 RPM, the engine revs go even higher. That puts stress on your engine and on the gearbox as well. So I will give to Hyundai, because even though DCT gearboxes are not really known for their reliability in India, of course. Talking about the engine, it is the same unit as the i20. This is a 1 liter TGDI motor which produces 120 horsepower and 172 Nm torque. This comes mated to a 7-speed DCT gearbox. It is a dry type unit, and the engine performance is quite great in my opinion. It's just below 2000 RPM when you feel a hint of turbo lag. Post that, the engine pulls really hard, and you never feel that the car is lagging behind. One thing I would like to point out is that in the drive mode, the throttle response could have been better. It feels a little bit lousy when you are negotiating to the traffic. Put it into the sports mode, and this absolutely flies. Above 2000 RPM, the engine loves to pull, and at 5500 RPM is where the engine peaks its power. The red line is at 6500 RPM, but there is not much of a sense to stretch till that point because the engine doesn't have a lot to give above 5000 RPM. Put the car in the sweet spot, and it will also return good fuel economy. I recently tested the Polo GT TSI, and trust me, this car is giving me around 1 to 2 kmpl more compared to that car in the city traffic. So the conservative gearing approach of Hyundai has worked in favor when it comes to the fuel economy of the car. As we are now done with the driving part, let's go with the conclusion. If you are an enthusiast, the market may have some better options for you. But if you want a complete package which offers comfort, looks, space, features, and reliability, and everything in between, I cannot think of a better option than the i20 N line. Its 1 liter turbo petrol engine is refined, offers great fuel efficiency, and also despite it being 30% stiffer than before, the ride comfort is still better than its rivals. So in a nutshell, I think you should absolutely go with the N line, and it also justifies the 50k premium that you are paying above the i20 range. The extra premium gets you rear disc brakes, a different design for the alloy wheels, stiffer suspension, pedal shifters, and better handling. The steering response of the N line is miles ahead than its rivals, even for that matter the Volkswagen Polo. If you want to have a performance hatch in a garage, there is nothing better than the N line, keeping in mind the needs of your family and friends. I hope you like this video, and if you did, please subscribe to the channel and also share this video with your friends. I will see you in the next one. Till then, stay safe.